and welcome to Valuechain News. I am Naomi Olewibe. First, the headlines. Bakindo commiserates with Imo State over disastrous explosion at illegal oil refinery. Buhari to commission Dangote refinery before exit. Governor Udom restates commitment to actualize Ibom Deep Sea Port project. And now, the news in detail. Key stakeholders in the Niger Delta have accused the federal government and its oil and gas industry regulatory agencies of giving the international oil companies IOCs the leverage to determine the terms of the ongoing divestments from the onshore to offshore operations. They made their position known in a communique issued at the end of a community dialogue on motives behind IOC's divestment in the Niger Delta, which was organized by the Environmental Rights Action and Friends of the Earth Nigeria in Yanogwa, Bayelsa State on Saturday. They expressed concern that the divestment processes had posed grave threats to ongoing court cases instituted by local communities against the divesting oil firms amidst claims of an unsafe operating environment. The communique reads, "The Global Environmental Justice Community Campaign for Divestment of Public Finance, Loans and Subsidies from Extractive Industries has been replaced, abused and misrepresented by all divesting IOCs in the Niger Delta and the Nigerian government to the detriment of local communities. There is a complicit silence by the Nigerian state and the regulatory agencies as IOCs dictate the terms of divestments. The oil and gas industry in Nigeria has brought untold hardship on local communities through oil spills, gas flaring and other pollutions that have ruined lives, land and livelihoods of indigenous people." The concerned Niger Deltans called for a better understanding and deepened community engagement on the global environmental justice community definition of divestments concerning the model of the IOCs in the Niger Delta. They stressed the need to hold the oil and gas companies in Nigeria liable for nearly 6 decades of ecocide in the region as a precursor to remedial actions and compensation. The chairman Dangote Group, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, has said that his 650,000 barrel per day oil refinery is expected to be commissioned before the end of President Muhammadu Buhari's presidential term next year. The refinery is being built at a cost of $19 billion in Lagos and has been delayed by several years, increasing the cost of Dangote's earlier estimates of $12.6 billion. By the grace of God, Mr. President will commission the refinery before the end of his term, Dangote said in response to a question after a meeting with Buhari at the presidential villa in Abuja over the weekend. The government sees the refinery as a solution to ending Nigeria's reliance on imports from most refined petroleum products, even though Nigeria is Africa's biggest oil producer and exporter. Government officials say they have started to upgrade some state-owned refineries that have a refining capacity of 445,000 barrels per day but had become dilapidated for several decades. Akwa Ibom State Governor Mr. Udom Emmanuel has affirmed the commitment of his administration towards the actualization of the Ibom Deep Sea Port project. The governor also expressed the readiness of his administration to do all that was necessary to ensure the immediate commencement of work on the project. He stated this when he received a delegation from the China Harbour Engineering Company in his office led by its chairman, Mr. Martin Chen. He commended the company for their interest in working with the Akwa Ibom State government to ensure that the dream of having the deep seaport becomes reality. Earlier, chairman of the China Harbour and Engineering Company, Mr. Martin Chen, expressed delight for working with the government of Akwa Ibom State to complete the project. Chen disclosed that China Harbour was the largest port building firm in the world, adding that the company has facilitated the construction of ports in different parts of the world, including Lekki deep seaport, which is nearing completion. He identified the peaceful nature of Akwa Ibom State as the factor that encouraged his company to partner with the state in the construction of the Ibom deep seaport. OPEC Secretary General, His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Sanusi Bakindo, has commiserated with the Imo State Governor, Senator Hope Uzodinma, and the entire people of the state over the loss of lives in an explosion at an illegal oil refining depot in Ohaji Egbema Council area of the state. In a condolence message, the OPEC boss stated that loss of life on this scale is difficult to comprehend, and our thoughts and prayers go to the families and friends of those afflicted by the tragedy. No fewer than 100 people reportedly died in the explosion on Friday as search for more bodies at the site intensified. Although Nigeria is Africa's largest producer of crude oil, for many years its oil production capacity has been diminished by prolonged massive oil theft and the operation of illegal refineries in the country. A large liquefied natural gas (LNG) shipment from the United States, the third this month, arrived in the Lithuania seaport of Klaipėda on Sunday. The tanker came from the LNG production facility in Corpus Christi, Texas, according to vessel tracking website Marine Traffic and Vessel Finder. After Lithuania gave up Russian gas imports completely early in April, the Energy Ministry said that the country's gas needs to be fully met by a Klaipėda LNG terminal, which would receive 3 large LNG cargoes each month. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State on Sunday revealed that work on the Blue Line Rail project is at 90% completion. He made the disclosure while speaking with newsmen at the Marina train station after 3 hours inspection of the ongoing work on the Blue Line Rail project and stations. He said that the state government is on track at completing work on both the Blue and Red Lines rail projects, which are intra-city, to strengthen the intermodal transportation system. According to him, contractors are working 7 days a week so that residents will ride train on the rail by the first quarter of 2023. He said that the Blue Line rail would be running on electric tracks with electric motor vehicles (EMV) and therefore warned residents to keep off the lines. The governor condemned the level of vandalism along the rail corridors and warned perpetrators to desist from such evil acts. He said that the government will go after companies that buy vandalized rail tracks infrastructure and that culprits will be traced and made to face the full brunt of the law. Before we end the news, here's a recap of our headlines. Bakindo commiserates with Imo State over disastrous explosion at illegal oil refinery. Buhari to commission Dangote refinery before exit. Governor Udom restates commitment to actualize Ibom Deep Sea Port project. And that's the news. I am Naomi Oleribe. Good evening.